The Zillman Art Museum presents a look at George Inness's The Elm in the context of post-Civil War America. The Elm is a featured work in the Zillman Art Museum Collection and is a gift of William P. Viles, oil on canvas, 1864. After the Civil War, the United States entered a period of unprecedented growth. Industrialization and immigration were national concerns, and all Americans experienced the momentum of westward expansion. As the mind of the nation drifted from the horrors of domestic war, it turned to the Old World for inspiration and diversion. At this time, Europe, and France in particular, were leaning toward a more cosmopolitan approach to art. The romantic notions of untouched wilderness and pastoral perfection gave way to genre scenes of daily life and allegorical works with classical appropriations. Painters once concerned with revealing a divine presence and sense of mystery in the land were now confronted with the reality of increasing industrialization. Some landscape painters turned inward, attempting to reveal a more personal and spiritual side of nature while acknowledging the ever-increasing domestication of the wilderness by humans. George Inness, 1825 to 1894, was one such painter. Inness was deeply influenced by philosopher Emanuel Swedenborg, who taught that God was immanently present in the landscape along with the material world. To capture this elusive divine presence, Inness infused his paintings with soothing tones and diffused light to create a subconscious spirituality. The resulting effect was a softer, more poetic interpretation of nature than the earlier sweeping, dramatic landscapes of painters such as Thomas Cole. The Elm was painted in 1864, the same year Inness moved to Utopian Society in Eagleswood, New Jersey. This rural setting, combined with influences from his recent trip to Europe, would be the subject of many future paintings. His style would eventually develop into what is now referred to as tonalism, and early indicators of this predilection can be seen in The Elm. The colors are subdued and harmonious. The light is warm and carries through the background sky into the middle and foregrounds, creating continuity. Inness stresses the integration of man and nature by painting small structures in the far, middle ground right, while maintaining the mystery of their purpose by his choice of color and placement. These man-made structures do not compete with the serenity of the landscape. They are a part of it. In The Elm, we can see the idealized tree that Inness often used. By choosing the perfect elm tree, Inness emphasized the feeling of the tree more than the tree itself. We are enveloped in the emotional warmth of the scene rather than engaged in its specifics. We are left to ponder the relationship between man and nature, between God and man. Paintings such as The Elm remind a progressively growing nation that nature still offered spiritual respite. For more information on all of the educational offerings at ZAM, please visit our website, zam.umaine.edu. Thank you for watching this video from the Zillman Art Museum, Maine's Museum for Modern and Contemporary Art.